Welcome to Pemberton. This is a cannabis facility located on 76 acres in the Upper Meadows in Pemberton, BC. We have an incredible 8,000 square foot facility that I'm going to be touring you as of right now. Come along. So the perimeter of all the buildings are with solid steel fencing and motion detectors and cameras, and we use fobs to enter into the buildings. Come on in. So inside of this area here, we have a large overhead door that's run automatically, and it's got contacts down at the bottom so that it becomes fully alarmed when we want to set the alarm within the perimeter of the facility. Overhead, we've got full motion detectors, and we have full Wi-Fi capability. We have fiber optic lines, and then we beam the telecommunications throughout the property. Over here, we've got HVAC combined with CO2, liquid CO2. So this HVAC, it does both heating and cooling. It's a 15-ton unit, and it is way built over capacity so that we can amp up as we need to for those times where you want to adjust temperature for growing reasons within a growing chamber. Now we're going to make our way over to the northwest corner. So we've got multiple cameras and motion detectors, and everything overlaps. So there's nowhere around this property of the facilities area that will not be captured and recorded 24/7, 365. Again, more motions, more cameras, industrial class lighting everywhere, piped in compressed air. And back here is where we do our waste disposal. We try not to waste much, so there's our small waste container right there where everything gets denatured. Again, more cameras. Again, more communications and Wi-Fi. This is the north side of Mother Building 2. And as you can see, we have our air conditioning for this building, for the upstairs seed and vault on this side of the wall. Mother Building 2 and its perimeter has 2 wide vehicle gates, one here and another one over here. And that allows traffic in and out for product to move in and out. So these gates have full contactors, so it stops if somebody breaks the contact line, and all the gates have auto openers and closers on them. So this is coming in Mother Building 2, and this is the entry door. Over here we've got where we do our guard station, and this is where all the monitoring of and auditing of the video surveillance is. This is our little storage area for our books and our files. And this area right here that you see is where we do a lot of the cleanup area. So once cannabis is grown, this is where things get tidied up and packaged up and boxed up and stored. Up here, we've got storage racks, and as you can see, there's all sorts of growing space up there for putting supplies that you're going to need in a normal grow. Over here, you've got the power for this particular room that's behind this wall here, which is an LED room. Let's go take a look in some of these rooms. I'm going to show you our drying and curing room right now. And for the sake of this tour today, we've put everything on open. So that means green, you can get in everywhere, and we don't have to use the fob. As you can see, we also have a camera here. Come on in. So we have a waterproof membrane on the floor, on all floor areas inside this facility and the other one. And it's durable, it can be scrubbed, and it's impervious to cuts and dents and damage. Over here, we've got our dehumidifier, and then over here, we just have small backup ones. Up here, we've got a HEPA filter that purifies the air so that we can cure our cannabis to very high levels. And We've got 2 cameras in this room, one in that corner and one on the entry here. We have climate control inside this room so that we can turn on the air conditioning and set it to whatever temperature we want. And we cold cure and we slow cure. So this is a special technique that in the craft industry everybody tries to strive for, but it's very difficult to do it well. But it makes a difference between top shelf product or average product. Welcome to our mother and clone room. This is where we use LED lights to grow our small little clones and to keep our mothers growing so that we can cut from. Inside this room, we've got all of our ductwork has been wrapped and sealed to keep our temperatures very consistent. And our grow lights are from Finland. And the light spectrum that we've used here is very, very proprietary in terms of what it can do to the cannabis plants. We've tested these over 5 years prior to getting our licensing. So this is our mother and clone room. And in this room here, you can see that we've utilized LED grow lights from Finland. We have humidification and dehumidification. We have all of our ductworks for our air conditioning completely wrapped and sealed. So we have no air loss or no temperature loss either. Every table is individually controlled. This can be changed to suit what another client's needs. But there's cameras in this room, there's fans in this room, and we can control the temperature in here, plus or minus half a degree anywhere in the room. So this is our feed room. This is where we do the mixing and the nutrients get fed to all the plants in the LED mother and clone room, which is behind this wall. We custom designed the feed controller because it was hard to find anything that would do the feeding schedules that we wanted to. So we proprietary came up with some interesting things. We've got full dosatron everywhere, both this facility and the other one. And we've got a pump that feeds everything through this wall into the tables. Everything can be controlled easily, and we can microdose, and we can feed as often or as infrequently as we want to. And our access controllers and video equipment is in the secure box over here, and it's all in access. Please have a look. So this building here has 400 amp service, and then we take another 200 amps from here. So it originally starts as 600, and we put 200 more to the other building. So we have 800 amps in one building and 400 left in this building. So we're in Mother Building 2, and now we're gonna head upstairs and look at the packaging room. So this is our processing and packaging room, and in here you'll see we've got a HEPA filter, we've got climate control, we've got packaging machines, we've got weighing machines, we've got our stainless steel counters where we do all of our breakdown, we've got our trimming here, and in this area over here we've got a small little vault area for seed. This is where we keep all of our seed. And it's climate controlled. There's HEPA filters, dehumidifiers, and air conditioners in here. And of course, there's 2 cameras. This is how you keep seed cold. So this building is super insulated. We've got R40 in the ceiling. We've got R20 in the walls, double clad. And then up here, we've got tube heaters running on propane. So we can keep this entire area heated, even with the overhead door open in wintertime. So we're in front of Mother Building 1, and this is our flower building. We have 2 floors of flowering inside of this building, plus a gymnasium. Come on in. So we're on the back end of Mother Building 1, and the vehicle gate is behind me. As you can see, there are multiple HVACs. There are 25 tons per floor. On top of that, you've got 10 tons of cooling per floor to supplement that. So when the time comes, and you want to drop temperatures even in the hottest part of the summer, you have no problem being able to drop down to 55 degrees Fahrenheit, pushing out the color and pushing out the flavor. So we're outside the entry door to Mother Building 1, and I wanted to highlight the ductwork, which is fully insulated, fully clad, so that nothing can tear through it in the wintertime, and we have no air loss whatsoever. Inside this area here are Sanuvox UV biowalls, so they kill all pathogens inside the duct so that the air coming into the cannabis chambers is clean, 100%. Come on in, let's go inside. So we're in the fertilizing room. So here we've got 2 500-gallon tanks, one for each floor, up to the second floor, one for the main floor. They've been plumbed such that we can mix them both, and you can use both tanks to run one room or the other room, depending on what cycle you're running, whether it's a flip cycle or whether it's a back-to-back cycle for growing. Over here, you've got full dosatron, so we do all of our concentrate mixing, and it pours directly into these tanks to make everything as simplified as possible. On top of that, we've got, once again, these custom timers that we will turn on and produce as frequent or infrequent feeding as we desire. An additional feature that I'd like to point out on top of normal filtration prior to reaching this room that we have for the water system, we also have additional filters in line prior to them going directly up into the tables themselves with the plants. On top of that, we've got brand new pumps everywhere. So up on the workbench up here where the feed lines are, you can see that all the ducts inside the buildings are also wrapped 100% and sealed. This is our elevator shaft that we move all of our product up and down through the floors so that we don't have to do it on the stairs. And as you can see, it's a good size. We can move all the plants and product in and out right here, and it goes right up to the second. And they have full-on cameras and motion. So this is the entry into our main floor cannabis flower room, and these doors are 16 gauge steel, so heavy duty. You're not going to get in here easily. So if we look up in this room, you'll see that we have ample dehumidification, and we have 2 sets of air handlers that produce another 10 tons of cooling. We have Gavita lights throughout this entire room, and all of the ductwork has been wrapped and sealed, so there's 0 air loss anywhere in this room. And we run a negative pressure in this room so that nothing can infiltrate the room. Very important. So we've got lots of air movement, which is crucial for growing craft cannabis. You want to have the plants moving. We've got dehumidification and humidification in this room so that we can do humidifying when we're growing in veg stage in the first week or so before we flip into flower. Then, as we get into later flower stages, we want to dehumidify. So we've got 5 massive dehumidifiers in here so we can get right down to 40%. In keeping with air movement, we've placed small fans at the base of every table to move the moisture from the bottom of the plant to virtually eliminate any potential problems with growing. So this is the back hallway. It leads to the mechanical room, down past here to the left. And as you can see, there's more cameras, and we have dehumidification systems throughout the whole building so that we take as much moisture out of here, which doesn't overload the interiors of our grow room. Over here, you've got a nice bathroom for the staff. And then we like to keep a healthy staff. So in here, we've got a full-on gym. And as you can see, all the best gear here. So healthy body, healthy mind, healthy cannabis. So you can see even our gym, which has phenomenal views of the valley and the mountains around us, we've had bars on the windows so that we could keep those views. Otherwise, for Health Canada, we'd have to have no windows. So we're gonna head upstairs now to the second floor grow room. Come on up. Once again, we've got 16 gauge solid steel doors, self-closers, panic bars, and this is our second floor grow room. Welcome. Once again, we've got Andin dehumidifiers in this room, ample. We've got 5 in total. We've got, once again, Gavita lights in this room. And as you can see, the ductwork is all sealed and insulated all the way down. We've got humidification and dehumidification, so we can control our environment perfectly in this room. Every table is controllable, so that if we want to cut supply, we can do that easily. Or if one table is growing faster than another and it's harvest time, we can isolate that one table. Here we've got new air handlers, both on this upper floor and on our lower floor. And we've got new air conditioning units as well. So this is our brain box where we have all of our motions, and our cameras are all compiled and stored in here. And as you can see, it's in an access system as well, fully functioning and recording. So this is just showing you the bio wall here, and this is the Sanuvox UV light systems that are in all the ducts feeding the grow rooms, knocking out all the pathogens that come in normally into an environment. So this is our loading bay and our huge overhead door where you can back a full-size truck right up to here to offload all your plant growing material and take product out of here to be processed. And once again, you can see that we've got fully wrapped ductwork everywhere. So we're back at the greenhouses, and over here we've got 10 greenhouses, and we've got 2 generators, and those generators run this large pump house capable of feeding 300 gallons per minute to both the field and the greenhouses simultaneously. Over here, there's another well that's just been put in that is feeding glacier-fed water right through to all of the plants in the greenhouse and into the fields. There is an artesian spring well at the front of the property that feeds the indoor buildings. Nothing but the finest water, no chlorine, no fluoride, nothing. Pristine. And we're here at the greenhouses. This year we didn't grow anything, we just grew vegetables. So over here you can see that there's 10 of them here, and we're at the back portion of the first field. There is another field of another 14 acres in the back behind these greenhouses. So outside of building 1, and this building has been built to the same standards as we did have in building 2. That is R40 insulation in the ceilings, and we've got R20 in the walls. And in the back, we've got the Ryan River flowing right out of the mountains from the glaciers up at 8,800 feet high. And the property is set back here. The buildings are almost a kilometer from the road, so it's very private. Nobody even knows you're here. You can't see anything from the road whatsoever. And that is the famous Mount Currie in the background. Come and have a visit.